welcome to your March 2018 horoscope. It's going to be a busy month, lots happening in the heavens. Not least of all, Mercury goes retrograde on the 23rd of the month, so I'm just going to recommend that really for the first 3 weeks or so of the month that you do all your proactive stuff. Any new projects, new beginnings, signing important contracts, getting software, any technology, anything like that organised in advance before Mercury goes retrograde on the 23rd. So let me break down the month for you. We start out with the first of the month with a full moon here happening in your 6th house. This is the house that involves your work, your health and service to others. So whenever there's a full moon in that particular house, it can bring something to light. So maybe it's bringing to light something that maybe now you need to do to get yourself into better shape, to energize your body more. Maybe it's shining a light on your career or work. Is there something coming to fruition? Often it can be something that really blossoms at this time of a full moon, especially if you've been working towards something. Or maybe it's shining a light for you to make some changes. Whenever moon energies come into a particular house, it usually signifies changes ahead. And shining a light on how much do you feel you're making a contribution. 6th house is very much about feeling as though you're valuable, you're doing something that is useful to others. So maybe that's something else you'd like to include in what you're doing. And I forgot to say, all this thought and thinking of Mercury retrograde and wanting to give you a heads up about it, happy, happy, happy birthday to you, my lovely Aries. So on the 7th of the month, this is an exciting day when Mercury and Venus come into Aries. So a lot happening from the 7th of the month. Venus in your sign making you popular, charming, you'll be able to smooth ruffled feathers, relationships can get easier, more smooth. It's a good time as well for any kind of self-examination, and a very good time for doing something to beautify yourself. Maybe getting yourself some new clothes, a new outfit, something maybe colourful and bright to bring yourself out with these aspects in your 1st house. On the 17th of the month, we've got a new moon happening in the 12th house, joining Sun and Neptune there. So this is an opportunity for a new beginning with your spiritual direction, your inner work, your internal growth. You might pay more attention to dreams. You might start a journal. You might start looking into something from the past and try to understand that, try to really bring it to light. And it's also a really good time for new beginnings with anything to do with astrology, tarot, any of these esoteric subjects. It's really wonderful for that, including something maybe like past lives for those of you who are interested. On the 18th of the month, we've got Mars coming into your 10th house, vibrating along with Pluto and Saturn. This is a wonderful time really for putting some energy into your career, your work, what it is that you'd like to do in the world. And keep in mind, often people think, oh, do in the world, it's having a big career out there. Not necessarily. You can do something meaningful and active in the world just by going in the supermarket and maybe helping an old lady get her shopping up to the counter there. So there are simple things, but it's about taking action in the outer world, doing things on a daily basis, pushing yourself along. So it can be your bigger, wider career, most definitely. Good time for really pushing ahead with some of your goals. On the 21st, we've got the Sun coming into Aries, yay! And so this shines a light on you. It's birthday time. It's about doing something nice for you. It's about bringing out your self-confidence, really shining in that wonderful fiery way that really only Aries can do, because you are the number one. You are the first sign of the zodiac. You lead by nature. Yes, often you're way ahead of the pack and looking behind and saying, where the heck are they all? Yes, I'm sure many of you identify with that. On the 23rd, as I mentioned, Mercury goes retrograde until the 16th of April. So this is a good time for really thinking about how you'd like to be seen, how you'd like to present yourself. Maybe re-evaluating that in some way during this retrograde. And also re-evaluating how you communicate. Are you being really clear and honest in your communications? And can you catch yourself when you're just about maybe to tell a white lie, to make it nice, just to sort of skirt over something? That would be a good thing to do during this Mercury retrograde, when the thinking processes are a little slowed down. And finally, another moon event, a full moon happening in your 7th house on the very last day of this month, the 31st of the month, of relationships. So this can bring something to a head, to fruition in an existing relationship. Maybe it's time to change and make some changes in a relationship. Or maybe it's time to change your emotional attitude in your relationships. But for sure, there's certainly going to be some emotions stirred up with everything to do with relationships, both business and personal, in one way or another. And it can, of course, bring in a new relationship for those of you who've been looking for it. So I wish you a wonderful birthday, a very happy March, and thank you very much for liking, subscribing, and also I do enjoy seeing your comments. I read them all. Thank you. Bye for now.